Hi, hello, I'm Chrissy, and welcome to the third Huevember character video. Huevember is an art challenge dedicated to playing with colors, one hue at a time. During Huevember, you focus on a different hue from the color wheel for every day in November. Clearly though, it is not November, however, I am doing it anyway because I can't finish anything in a timely manner, nor can I contain all my art energy onto one thing for too long. So, what am I doing? I'm going to be doing Huevember as a challenge I complete at my own pace, and it will be character design related. Yes, each character will be designed and colored with one hue. When I am done, I should have 30 original characters lined up like a rainbow. I am actually really excited to see what all that looks like. I think all the characters together will look so satisfying. I already have some ideas and inspiration board for all 30 colors. Here are all the characters I've done so far, including today's character design. I will be posting 30 days of these for this challenge, and each video will have one character design in it and will be much shorter than my normal content, or just however I ramble on for, yeah. I usually prefer doing 3 character designs in videos and a longer time frame, but I thought it would be nice of a change of pace to try it out this way, kind of just throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks, honestly. Now, for a new segment of the video, a little sketchbook segment, nothing too big, nothing too fancy. Recently, I have been doing these character designs, and Katie mentioned how I am more detailed with these designs. Well, she was a little more interested in why I was just popping off with my designs, so if you too are curious to why these designs are different than my normal ones, for one, it's because I have already numbered out and decided themes I liked for each character, so it's not like my other character design challenges where I am going in with no idea or just blind. And some of these I did bust sketches in 2020 of my ideas. So when I mean that these characters are a little different than my other designs, these are just more complex and detailed and, clearly have more going on to them than my normal just character. I did sketches up until about character number 5, just simple sketches that were in my sketchbook. I will share them all here right now for all characters 1 through 5. You can see some things have stayed and some things have changed, and you get a future look into characters number 4 and number 5. Something new I did for character number 3 though is I did some practice sketches in my sketchbook before I sat down and made the ref sheet. Every day I go downstairs and eat with my family, and we often watch Gordon Ramsay related TV shows, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. The thing is, I often find myself done eating and just sitting watching the show with idle hands. So I had been deciding to bring my sketchbook down and focus on the videos I'm currently working on. Sketching today's character helped me solidify things and focus on design aspect rather than color, of course. So here are those sketches. Most times I don't need a lot of sketches to know what I want to do, so I didn't fill the whole page, but still a really interesting start. If you're curious about what I drew with, recently I've been sketching the base with a light colored Sharpie and going over it with either a fine liner Sharpie or an ink pen. One of my friends just gifted me some fountain pens that I am in love with, so that's what I have been using as well. I find sketching first with something like Sharpies makes me commit to things and focus harder on what I am drawing. Plus, the colors are fun too. That's all for this little sketchbook segment. I had been thinking I have to record the process of the art in order to put it in a video, but I like having the opportunity to draw things on my own time and then add them into the video like this, so I'm not pressured. Kate Cruzan, which I refer to as Katie, my twin sister, has been doing more sketchbook content on her channel and in general, so it's really inspired me to doodle as well. Her channel link is always in the description, and she lurks around my comment section, so if you like my content, you will like her content as well, if not more. Okay, moving on. If you want to see each individual drawing in a speed draw format without me talking, you can find those on my Extras channel. And if you would like to see the raw footage of my art with background music, you can find that on my Uncut channel. Also, I'm really trying to get monetized at some point, so sticking around for the whole length of the video helps my watch time. So stick around if you would like to support me that way. Of course, you can always like, comment, subscribe, notifications. That supports me as well. Since this is a character design challenge, you can join as well. So if you care to tag along, grab a sketchbook or something to draw with, and we can design our own characters based on one hue. This will be easier for you to follow along because we just have one color. You can even grab a Sharpie and an ink pen if you want to draw how I did in my sketchbook. It is actually really fun. I recommend it. Now, with that little ramble out of the way, let's get into the actual art part of the video. Character Design 3, starting with the color Ripe Lemon, which is a fitting name for this color. However, describing a color as ripe makes me so uncomfortable. I really don't like that word for some reason. It just sounds so weird. Does anybody else feel that way? I just don't like it. Okay, Ripe Lemon will be our third color for this challenge. The only other colors that will be added to it will be white and black to create our tone differences. First, color inspiration and mood board ideas. These first couple character designs in this challenge I have been wanting to make closer to humanoid species instead of my typical furry characters. Our first character was an elf, and this time around we have another elf. Once again, my knowledge on specific character species is pretty much none. Since I just make up whatever I want, I gathered together some inspiration images, and I was leaning towards the idea of moons and clouds. That was pretty much my only idea. Sometimes I don't get too deep with my ideas, I just go with what I like. I, of course, had to check off my details list. The character needed to be a specific type of species, which is elf, given a unique pattern / symbol somewhere on them, which is the moon, phases and all that stuff, and you can count the clouds on him as well. Dressed or designed in something that reflected their personality. I say this is a detail on my list, but I can't really cross it off. It's more if you guys think I succeeded in reflecting his personality into his design. For him, I'm not sure what exactly his personality is giving, so this is just up in the air. When I was first drawing him, I kind of forgot that he was going to end up a yellow color. When I did that first sketch of him back in 2020, I saw him being a muted purple color, and I still saw him like that. However, I wanted to continue with the yellow color Ripe Lemon because of this challenge, so for now, at this point in the video, we are sticking to that. The most notable design element on this character is, of course, the moons. I am in love with the moon phases being on him. Before I go into going about that part of his design, when I was sketching this and going through his design, I am ignorant, know nothing about the moon phases, I'm not smart, and I'm not educated. So, I don't really know that much about it, and I was just drawing what looked nice and cohesive, so in the future, I will be making him cohesive in that department, but for right now, just go with what I have. I'll explain it a little bit more. I think the moon phases idea is such a fun idea, not to like hype myself up, but I think it's a pretty clever in the way I incorporated them. It's not like the most brilliant idea or execution, but I think it's a Chrissy worthy thing to be noted. I don't come up with that many good ideas. I kept the shapes of circle and half circles all around him, and even different crescent moon shapes on him. His eyebrows are curved like the moon, and his pupils are too. Since the other two characters I designed were ladies and this one is male, I wanted his outfit to be just as well constructed as theirs. His may not have as many little details as theirs, but I am glad I got something a little more interesting than standard. While I was sketching his pants, honestly, the poofy pants started as a joke. I thought it was funny looking, but the moment I realized it would give him something no other character has in outfit design, it was staying, because I cannot come up with male fashion, like, ever. So the fact that something goofy like that was a little more unique and different than what I normally do, I was like, it has to stay. It has to stay. The poofy pants could be more poofy in the ref sheet, but I like the fact not only did the design of it work on the pant legs, but on his arm sleeves as well. I gave him no shirt because I wanted the phases of the moon to be very clear to see on his chest, so I just skipped the shirt part. He also has some of the moon phases on his back as well. For these simple rough sheets, I just do a front view. Or more like a third view. I gave him 2 different piercings, the one on his right earlobe shaped like a crescent moon, and the one on his left ear being shaped more like a 4-pointed star, or however close I could get to that. I wanted his body type to be more wider, bulky, and a little under average height. I need to play around with that some more when I draw him. I tend to draw guys taller and thin, or super short and stout. So anything in between, that always needs a little more practice. One of the harder things to draw was his shoes. I wanted elf shoes, but make it so the curved ends of them were the crescent moon shape. You can tell me how good I did with those, honestly. They visually work. I think the angles of them are hard to understand, so I think in the future I'll have to do a full 180-degree rotation of him in order to fully understand how that looks. Now, since this is the Huevember challenge dealing with the one color, yes, I kept the original color, ripe lemon, but hear me out, okay? I really wanted a version of him that was purple. So, to stay on theme of Huevember and to complete the initial challenge for today, I decided to make his colors change based on the phases of the moon. Taking note of his staff going up the handle of it, you can see the various moon phases. What you can see at the top is a big crescent-shaped moon and a smaller round one floating in the center. This part of his staff keeps track of the phase in which the moon is in current time. So as the moon phases change, so does his colors. He changes from that yellow to a purple, which I love. I know that it's supposed to be one color for this challenge, but I think this is okay since technically he is that, just not all the time. So if you are intrigued to know, he has 5 color phases for now, okay? I know there are 8 moon phases, okay? I just looked it up and was like, Chrissy, I don't know why you didn't look it up earlier, but, you know, for now, okay? It's 5. 5 colors are chosen right now. I just did something based off my lack of knowledge on it. So in the future, this will be tweaked. Not probably, this will be tweaked a bit. I think the new moon phase, where it is completely blacked out, I want to change to make his skin darker and add more darker colors. We may explore this in a different video, or I'm considering doing some character files videos going into depth on more characters. Regardless, his 5 phase colors in order right now is ripe lemon, putty, pink flare, prelude, and lastly mauve. I don't know if these colors are going to show up again in our Huevember color list. We will see eventually. Like all my Huevember characters, I have the intentions of keeping them singular hues for the future. I don't plan on really changing them drastically. So far, I think he may be the only exception, maybe. I still like the solid hues for one color. I'm more referring to making his tone contrasts change on his body as the moon phase changes. So this character for sure will need more attention after this video. Once again, I just need to do some more research on the moon phases and to finalize it, and then I will be good. Sometimes my ignorance on topics is either what helps me or harms me. Going into things blind sometimes gives me the opportunity to have full creative freedom, and then on specific things like these where I am ignorant, it tends to bite me in the butt, for real, like, oh, ignorant Chrissy. It's okay though, I'm not, it's completely okay that I didn't know that the moon had 8 phases or the specific phases, like, that's fine. I just need to go back and fix that if that's gonna be my focus for this character. I still think this is such a good character design and idea. I don't have any plans for him yet, but he definitely has piqued my interest. Side note, if I do an animation for him at one point, I really want to make his skin like sparkly glittery. Like when you see those edits of like people doing Twilight characters and add that filter that makes everything sparkle. Like I want that. So just throwing that out there into the open so I don't forget to do that for an animation idea. If you have any animation memes that fit that theme, let me know. This isn't my first elf character, of course. Character number 1 was an elf as well. I think I have about 3 elf characters I can think of off the top of my head. So he is our 3rd character in the Huevember challenge. If you have any name suggestions, let me know. Probably suggest something that goes with his theme of the moon. I am really in love with him and I can't wait to fully develop his story just like all my other characters. Here are all his phases for now. The new moon and full moon phases will definitely be the phases that I want to add to make different from his normal form. That is all I have for this video. Let me know if you like or hate shorter form videos. It is completely alright if you hate it. I hate most short form content as well, but Katie suggested I do it just for this challenge, and I have to agree that getting 30 videos in a row with each character featured is better than splitting it up into longer videos for me. Makes it easier for me to focus on the characters independently. Don't worry though, there is still plenty of other longer form content I post, and shorter form content I post. Looking at my voiceover for this so far, it's actually gone on way longer than how my normal Huevember characters go, so that's fun. Go look at my other content if you so choose to. Like always, let me know what you think of today's video. That's all I have for today. I will see you in the next one. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn your face towards you and give you peace. God bless you and have a wonderful day.